Greetings, one and all, and welcome to the Echo Base Preshow. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and with me today is the one, the only, the Mexican of Mexicans, Mexican Ironman, also known as Darth Poopy.
Poppy. The Sith Mexichlorians run through my veins, and there is a bad rumor that people are saying that I am Darth Poopy, but I am Darth Poppy. The Sith handmaidens want me, and the other Darth Sith lords want to be like me with my Mexichlorian count.
Of course they do. Of course they do. And good
How do they talk
evening.
like? How do they talk like that? That hurts.
All too easy. Good evening, Leia Rose, the vivacious Purple Valkyrie, the Catman, aka DD Myers. Good evening, the Wrench of Wrenches, Chris Persia, and Mark the Infinitely Tired are here. How are you doing, gentlemen? I don't see Mark though. I think Mark's AK. Mark's AWOL. Mark's AWOL. Someone go and get Mark and beat him over the head and drag him in here. Day Bob, how are you doing? Mike pooped things. Mike pooped his thong.
What?
Ah! Too much 77. Hail chat. How are you doing? Too much 77. Louis Sparrow. Good evening. Shum. The mask has a voice changer built in. Mexican Ironman.
Shum shall become a future Sith Lord. He is currently in training. His Mexichlorian count is very impressive and has great potential for the dark side. Yes.
You're gonna have to explain this Mexichlorian count. I don't get it.
Mexichlorian.
Mexichlorian. Is that like a Mexican that swims in a chlorinated pool? Mexichlorian?
No, it's from the prequels. You know, the metachlorian count. You know what I mean? And then except I'm Mexican, and then that becomes the Mexichlorian count. My Mexichlorian count shows how strong the dark side can run through my vein. God, this hurts.
And Matthew Berkland, you need to practice more. Said he had a steak burrito yesterday at the best mom and pop Mexican restaurant in town. Hell yes, brother. Hell yeah, I got some good Mexican food here.
Here at the base that you've sent me to here at Hilton Head Island. Unfortunately, though my Mexichlorian count is high, the availability of tacos is low.
I can imagine you go in and it's like, Mexican food this way, and it's like a taco with some lettuce and some dog food and some greens.
That's
on top.
exactly
Like,
what it is. I went. They have a restaurant inside of it. Oh, they have a restaurant inside of a gas station, and it said it was a Mexican restaurant, but on the same grill as carne asada, they had barbecue beef ribs. Not authentic.
And Hailtron, I know that's what they had, because that's exactly the kind of shit they had in Missouri when I was there. And I was like, I cannot get good Mexican food anywhere. Matthew Berkland says, hail from North Dakota, guys. Thank you, Matthew Berkland. Mexichlorian.
Yes, the Mexichlorian count.
All too easy. Oh, what do you mean? Oh my God. Okay, hold on 1 second. Mike, hold on. Hello, Mexican Iron Man. I must tell you, your boy has not been by to trim my bushes in an age.
Who is
Where
this?
the hell is Brown Lantern?
But who is this?
Peter, fuck off, Peter. Fuck off. Go away. That's
No,
Peter.
keep him away from me. He touched me in my Sithy parts last time he came by the base.
God. Oh, and finally, someone dragged Mark Damley Tired in here with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so very much, brother. And he said, trend hashtag Darth Poopy.
The Sith Lords are united in voting down the trend of Darth Poopy.
The Sith Lords may be trying to vote down the trending of Darth Poopy, but the nipple gun is voting it up. Skull! Nipple gun for the win. Thank you so very much, Mark. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. What do we got this week? What do we got going on here this week? Darth
Well,
Puppet.
it was a tough week here at the Sith Evil Bases International Galactic Starship. We needed our admiral, and our admiral was out frolicking with the enemy. Nick of Echo Base Network. There are rumors, Grand Admiral, that you were held hostage by the good forces at Echo Base. The Jedi, Nick, Glenn, doth capture you and held you hostage in a far off land that never sleeps. What say you of this journey? How did you escape from the evil clutch, or no, wait, the good clutches of Echo Base Jedi? How did you escape, my admiral?
Well, we were in the city of sin. So it's just, yeah, the forces of good and light have no power there. You have no power here, sorcerer.
We were lost without you, my dear Grand Admiral. We were lost. We were not. We did not know how to attack, where to attack. I found myself captured by Coach at Echo Base Network and ending up on a live stream for 4.5 hours.
Saggy Melon says, Stone Loki, I seen you. Yeah, a lot of people saw me. So yeah, I wasn't trying to hide my face. I didn't have a luchador mask on or anything like that. Nothing against Cecil. Cecil can do that all he wants to. Nothing against Cecil. I think Cecil is a great guy. Someone the other day was like, "Fuck you, Loki, for saying that. It's Cecil has a reason." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I'm totally cool with that. I have a reason for not being on camera right now." So it really, it doesn't bother me. I'm just saying, I'm not going to go out to a convention and hide who I am. So.
No, your safety is of paramount importance. Wait, did you go with the blue face on or your regular Caucasianness?
No. I went with my regularness. Oh, Purple Valkyrie said Loki returned in one piece. Indeed, I did. So it was fun. I have a pretty face, pretty old. Oh, Dave Bob, you look great. You could be on camera all the time. City of Sin, aka the Neutral Zone.
I feel that negotiations broke down. I thought perhaps our show would end as you were with Nick and I was with Coach, but good. The Mexicloian count is high. The Sith Empire remained strong. And despite the efforts of Disney to turn our galactic cruisers into $6,000 credit card machines, I, with my lightsaber, my dark saber, was able to repel these enemy Disney forces.
Yes, and did you see the latest thing from Star Wars Disney about Visions?
What?
The trailer for Star Wars Visions.
Star Wars Visions. What is this heresy of which you speak?
It's a cartoon. They're trying to do anime.
Oh yeah, like the Bad Batch. Wait, something else?
No, more like Japanese anime. There's a Sith Lord with an umbrella lightsaber.
Wait, what?
A Sith Lord with an umbrella. They had to do the Swiss Army. Yeah, they had to do the Swiss Army knife in Rise of the Skywalker.
I must see this. What do you have photos, or what can I go online to see this?
I'm pulling it up right now.
You're telling me they have an umbrella lightsaber?
An umbrella lightsaber.
No.
Yes.
Don't leave me here in the control booth too long. There's all kinds of buttons back here, Grand Admiral Loki. What is this button here?
I'm pulling it up right now.
All right, let us analyze this. Visions, a creation. I don't know what empire is more evil. That headed by Grand Admiral Loki, or that headed by Disney.
There you go.
What the hell?
Yes, that's a thing.
No. What the hell is that?
That's an umbrella lightsaber.
No, it's not. It's a windmill designed to generate electricity. Isn't it? No. What the hell is that?
That's an umbrella lightsaber.
How do you have an umbrella lightsaber? What do you need an umbrella? How is it an umbrella? It doesn't even keep the rain out. The rain's gonna go right through that thing.
I've got something else to show you.
What the hell is this? How did I miss this? Is it because what is this? Wait, are they? What is? Wait, hold on. Is that a lightsaber helicopter? No, a lightsaber. Oh, wait, maybe it's a lightsaber farming tool, and it's for like farming and digging up ground in the dirt. Maybe
I
no.
have one more. I've got one more thing to show you, and I want you to tell me what you think this is. Where have you seen this before? Where have you seen this before?
Well, there was that night. Wait, what happened? Where'd it go? I lost it. Where'd it go?
What do you mean?
I'm watching you punch something in. I see some. Wait, what? Wait a minute. They copied something from Spaceballs? What
Where
the
have you
hell?
seen that before?
It's not Spaceballs.
That's Spaceballs. And we are going to go. Give me 1 second. We are going to go back. If I can find
The
it.
fixer wants to know if we can show
there.
some footage. Oh my God.
There.
The fixer wants to know if we can show any footage without sound.
We may be able to.
All right, stand by, the fixer. You are a good future Sith Lord, for your excellent observations. Yes. Yes. I want to state for the record something. I have a complaint, Grand Admiral Loki.
Yes.
Okay, you know how you make me wear this here with my helmet? This whole robe thingy?
Yes. Hold on. Oh my God. No, we don't want to share that.
You know how difficult it is to use a lightsaber or to go up and down the stairwell in this huge little getup outfit? Let's just say it's hard for Darth Poppy to do a Darth Poopy in this outfit. Let's just say that. If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. All right. So we are going to, let's see. Oh, look. Beautiful Japanese animation. Oh, look, a box. I wonder what's in the box. You must unlearn what you have learned.
Go.
Oh, it's a lightsaber.
Oh. Wait, what? What's a lightsaber doing in Japan in the modern era?
Watch.
Or even like 400 or 500?
She shoves a crystal in the lightsaber with her thumb.
That's not how you put them.
Slaps it down and.
Well, wait a minute. Why is he pulling out a lightsaber with a sheath? That's not how they work. Wait, who's this weirdo? Why does she have 6 arms? Where's General Grievous? Is it General Grievous Whammon version?
Nope.
Why are they making out right there, those two? Why does this one look like a kitty cat?
Because, yeah.
Is that what they do in anime? I'm trying to learn about anime. Go 13 is trying to teach me, but I think he thinks any anime is good anime. All anime is amazing. I'm still, I got.
This is going to be different stories from different creators. Oh, look, a fluffy little tail.
Why did she have a fluffy tail? I'm not in favor of cross-pollination with animals and humans. I don't believe in that.
The evil, bald white man.
Wait a minute. First of all, hold on. Stop right there. If that was Mexican Iron Man, I would not be shooting a blaster at what could be. Is that a girl or a boy?
Girl? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if it's a blonde chick.
9 original stories. People are going to call us haters for hating on this, but you know what? I was.
All I can say is this: there better not be more like princess stories in here. Like not even 1 out of the 9. How many of these?
Oh, there are. There's Boba Fett Slave 1 that they're not going to call Slave 1 anymore. That's Fire Spray.
Hi, Slave 1. It's Darth Poppy over here. Hi, Slave 1. I believe in you still, even though no one else does. I would not get that close to a lightsaber, but that's just me. Okay.
So he's going to spin the umbrella lightsaber.
Wait, what?
Around and block blaster
balls. Go back. Okay, wait.
Okay, we'll show you.
Okay, let me show you. What the hell's that? Okay, wait. How do you have an
And he
umbrella?
spins it. And he spins
No,
it and blocks blaster bolts with it.
no, that's not how it works.
Well, that's the way. Yeah. Streaming September 22nd.
Wait, are you gonna say there's furry action in here? Wait, why does that one have a tail?
There's furry action.
I'm from San Jose, California, and the largest international furry conference happened every year. And so every year, like there'd be these people dressed up in like little furball outfits, and supposedly there would be questionable activities happening in the downtown hotels, if you know what I mean. Like, how is that? Mexican Ironman never partook in the fluffy community, if you know what I mean. Why is she holding is that kyber crystal?
I don't know. I really
That's
don't.
not how the lore goes. Like you're called to it, and then the kyber crystal speaks to you, and then it gets energized, and then the color changes based upon who you are, and it speaks to you, and then you construct the lightsaber. Why does that one chick have 6 of them?
That's a good question. That is a really good question. So some people are very excited about this. She's the
I know
General
Gogo 13.
Grievous.
He's probably excited about this. He gets excited about anything anime. You know that guy. Kind of like with me and redheads. You know what I mean? Like Gogo 13 is to anime as Mexican Iron Man is to redheads. That's the formula. Who's this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that an Ewok? Why is the lightsaber whipping out shit like it's a freaking light whip? How does she have 6? Does she have 6 arms?
She has 6 arms.
How does she have 6 arms?
I don't know. And they're very small, stubby lightsabers too.
If she has 6 arms, what's she doing next Saturday night after the show? I mean, I'm just saying. 6 arms. I mean, you could like make tortillas with one arm, make corn tortillas with the other.
And the lightsabers are shooting out like a light whip.
They don't do that.
They don't do that. And look, they're wrapped around the lightsaber.
That's not how it works. Oh my God!
Wrapped around a lightsaber.
Oh, I'm gonna watch this, and I'm gonna go on Gogo 13 show, and I'm gonna slice and dice this show if it isn't good. He's gonna be like, but Mike, this animation house did all these other amazing things. Yeah, but if they mess with my Star Wars, I'm gonna go apeshit like I did on He-Man. How did I miss it?
And it may be cool. I just think it looks really dumb at the moment. I think they're trying to copy Japanese anime. I understand there's some studios that were involved in this, but this is not Star Wars. This is if you want to go anime, go anime. I don't know why you're gonna try.
Well, you know what? Here's
I'm just dumb. I don't know.
What? No, you're our admiral and our commander. You no. No,
and Saggy Melon says they're using elements from Star Wars and popular anime elements. It's an anime. A lot of people feel like it's an anime. I don't think they need to be borrowing shit from an anime. And I think the only reason why they are doing this is right now anime and manga is very popular, and they aren't.
Well, I'm going to give it a chance, and I'm going to watch it all, and let's see I'm not going to condemn anything yet. Even though I think some of it already looks ridiculous as horse shit, but it's okay. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance.
And Go 13 Anime 101. Awesome name, brother. Me and him were talking about that because there's so many Go 13s. I was like, dude, you're Anime 101. Just call it Go 13's Anime 101. As it stands today, I'm betting on Visions being greater than not great. Time will tell. Halo. Thank you so very much, Go 13, for that $5 super chat. I know there are some people that are very excited about this. It's not canon though. And if they don't want to make it canon, they won't make it canon. If they want to make it canon, they can. I am an old school anime hound. I love Akira. I love Ninja Scroll. I love Wicked City. I love Fist of the North Star, Go 13, who we just saw, Fatal Fury. I love all the old animes from the 80s and the 90s. I'm just not really impressed. I understand they're using a Japanese studio. Ghost Rider puts that out there. These are done all by Japanese animation studios. I understand that. I get that.
Well, look, let me draw a parallel here. The recent He-Man the Kevin Smith He-Man series, which there are more than enough Mexican Iron Man rants all over the internet about that on God knows how many channels. But many people had the opinion, including me, is that a lot of the, I mean, it's not that the animation was bad. It was that the story was crap, and then what they did to the characters was crap.
And Don Claterman, there are light whips in canon, but those aren't light whips, and they can't straighten out and then turn into whips. I know the Dark Lady of the Sith, I know she had one, and she had tendrils coming off of that light whip that helped control it. She did not have a lightsaber that would turn from a straight lightsaber into a whip. That is not canon. That is not possible. No one.
How did that one girl? Are those her real arms, or are they just like kind of like robotic arms that kind of attached to the suit? Or
I have no idea yet.
I'll take.
I have no clue yet. Oh. But I do know that you didn't have lightsabers that went from being a straight solid lightsaber, fully extended, giggity, to a limpy whip.
No, that only happens with Mexican Iron Man. Wait, what?
Oh,
oops! That was my inner voice speaking out from the dark, deep depths of my Mexichlorian blood. Oops.
And Saggy, if it's something like that, I can totally see where they're going. It's like when the Matrix did.
Oh my God! I was about to mention the Matrix Animatrix just now.
The Animatrix. Some people see that as canon. Some people don't see that as canon. It's up to you, I guess, to decide whether.
Did you like the Animatrix?
I liked some of the stuff in the Animatrix. I didn't like all of it, but I liked some.
Which one did you not like?
The one with the kid.
That one was dumb.
Up being. I didn't like that one. I really liked the opener where they're
the
fighting.
Osiris.
Yeah, the Osiris, and they mentioned the Osiris in the movie. So
yes,
yeah. I really like the one where they go back in time and they show how the war started and how basically human beings were in these big battle suits fighting against the AI and how the war started and how they tried to be peaceful with man, and man was like, we're going to nuke your cities because, we don't like you.
Well, I'm going to hold the juries open. I'm going to check it all out and watch it. And then, obviously we'll talk about it here on the show and stuff like that and go from there. But so far, Mexican Iron Man's kind of a hardcore guy when it comes to lightsaber stuff and lightsaber action, as you know.
They didn't want to make it canon because they didn't want to constrain the storytellers, or so they've said.
Okay.
Grievous's sister. Good day, Bob. It's Grievous's sister.
I don't think so. That one had a rack, and Grievous didn't have like any like he was like a Skeletor kind of looking dude, right? Shanatsky points out that the Animatrix was done by the original creators.
Yep. And Saggy Melons, well, the Matrix is very inspired by anime. The Matrix was almost completely inspired by Japanese animation. I feel like this is a test. They might be thinking of doing full-on anime, probably waiting to see what the fan perception is going to be.
What's your perception?
My perception is an umbrella lightsaber is stupid.
I think
as soon as I saw that, I was like, no, that's not. And you wouldn't have to have it work like that. You basically, a Jedi moves so fast through the Force that they can block constant attacks like that. So they go into like their own version of like the zone where they are able to move faster than the eye can perceive and block shots like that. They don't need an umbrella lightsaber to do that. So
no,
it's borrowing things from more of like a Tenshu style, a Japanese, more of a Japanese style that, hey, let's do something completely fucking over the top and we'll make an umbrella lightsaber that spins.
I'm using my lightsaber in the rain. Using my lightsaber in the rain.
And Saggy Melons, again, umbrellas are used as weapons in a lot of animes, and Batman too, because you've got the Penguin that uses umbrellas as weapons. I don't get it either, but man, lightsaber thing will be interesting.
I'm lightsabering in the rain. Lightsabering in the rain.
There's a lot of fight going on right now This is what I'm wondering. There's a lot of fight going on right now with Western influence on anime to the point that the Japanese government had to get involved to block them altering shows beyond what they are legally able to do, because
Really?
that's what they were doing to conform to Western society standards.
Chad, we don't
Yeah.
have any standards. The standards are going to hell, fire in a handbasket right now.
So if you look at something like Voltron compared to Go Lion, there's a drastic change in what that show was. I don't know how many of you ever watched Go Lion compared to Voltron. It is essentially the same show, but then again, it's not. They cut a lot of shit, a lot of gore, a lot of violence, a lot of the stuff that's in those shows got cut. And it was cut because they did not want to let kids see any of that.
Because why?
Because they felt that it would affect them. This was in the 80s. This is shit we had to deal with in the 80s. And this is why in the 90s we fought so hard to not have things censored, to have things in the original format. We wanted the uncut version of things because we wanted to see what was originally intended before the censors got a hold of them and ruined it. So my question is if right now Hollywood and Western society is telling Japan, hey, you need to censor this. You don't need to put this in your show. You need to cut this out. And Japan's fighting so hard right now and actually going to their government to enact laws to protect their art and keep it from being altered in ways they don't want. Why the hell is Disney doing a anime for Star Wars?
To project crappy values.
So we're going to get a dubbed version of this and we're going to get a subbed version of this. Is that what I'm looking at? We're going to get an English dubbed and an original Japanese subbed version. Will the Japanese sub version have extended scenes, or are we going to lose that here in the States? Are they going to come out with an unedited version in Japan where they get a more adult themed compared to what Disney's going to release here in the States? That is
I heard
something
Go
you've got.
Lion. I never saw Go Lion, but I heard it was like crazy good.
It is. It's crazy ass good. If you
I
liked
gotta go watch
Voltron, if you liked
I
Voltron back in the
love
day,
Ultron, bro. I
you've got to
love.
see who doesn't like five lions coming together to kick ass and form a super lion that can kick the shit out of anything. Yes. So you got to watch Go Lion. If you are a Voltron fan, it is essentially the same show. It's just a lot more adult.
Oh, nice. More blood and action and gore.
More blood, action, gore, and
Okay, I'm putting that on my list right now. Hold on, because I got a little list here of stuff I'm working through right now.
Would it be cooler if we called it a galley and say, "Well, what do you got?" I know. I brought up the visions, but you've got something here.
Oh yeah. So little do people know that you actually. So this is the book of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, where's my controller here? Hold on, where's my mouse go? Hold on, where'd it go? There it is. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is our. Am I in the right place? Okay, now this is our book of the week. This is part of a 4-set book that this is called the Jedi Path, and it's kind of cool. This is the inside cover here, and what this does is it covers the ways of the Jedi. So, Grand Admiral Loki, I did enter the temple under covert, secret taco action. I went in disguise as a taco vendor with my little mobile taco truck, and I was able to infiltrate the Jedi temple to recover the sacred Jedi artifact so that we could analyze it here.
Well, before you move on, everybody, go back one real quick. Go back to the the one with the names. Yes. Okay. Everyone in here, ladies and gentlemen, comments throughout the book. So you've got handwritten notes from Yoda, Fame, Dooku, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ahsoka, Darth Sidious, and Luke Skywalker. You have handwritten notes in the margins from all of these characters commenting on what is in the book.
Yes. It's so cool. There's a forward letter there. It's a manual for students of the Force. And then here's what you have here. So it talks about the introduction to the Jedi Order.
I'm glad Speaker is the first one to figure that out. Yes, I'm in my OG Jotunheim avatar, the blue skin with the red eyes. Very well done, Speaker.
Loki's skin is going to just think of the racism he's going to. So we have the different pillars of the Jedi Initiative. Notice we don't have the 7 pillars of diversity. Thank God.
Nope.
Nope. And then it talks about becoming a Padawan apprentice. And then it talks about Jedi Knights. Blah blah blah. I'm going to move ahead. And yeah, so this is what you were talking about right here. See that,
Yes.
Loki?
Yep.
See, it says-
Know themselves Padawans must before a unique lightsaber they can build. Yoda.
Yep. And then I wanted to highlight the different combat styles for everybody here on tonight's show. Now, what people don't know, I'll bet most people don't know, is that you are actually well versed in dueling,
Yes.
and you're incredibly knowledgeable about the different forms. And I was thinking we can go through what those are. And
Yeah, let's do it.
Of course, the first form has to do with when you're just a little youngling Padawan, and it's just real basic stuff, click, click, up, down, left, right. So we're not going to talk about that. But then let's go to form 2, which is Makashi.
Makashi.
Talk about that.
Elegant, graceful, balletic, almost like a ballet dance. You are like a ballet student with a lightsaber. It focuses on fighting a single opponent and the avoidance of being disarmed by an opponent. Your job is to disarm them. It is not to cut them down, but to disarm them with your lightsaber and prevent you from being disarmed. This is a very, very passive lightsaber style.
And who would be a Jedi warrior that we know about that maybe encompasses this style or illustrates this style?
Oh, actually, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn used this in Phantom Menace.
Exactly.
And it is because Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan used this in Phantom Menace that Obi-Wan switched to Ceresu. It is because of the limitations of this style that Obi-Wan switched after he fought Maul. He said, "No, I'm never going to be that down on a lightsaber style again. I'm going to learn something better." So he switched to Ceresu.
And what is Ceresu, which is the third form?
It is a defensive style. It's tight, controlled movements. You are basically the least amount of movement you can possibly use. You want to conserve and save all your energy for a lightsaber fight and basically fatigue your enemy. You're going to frustrate them and fatigue them and make them make a mistake.
See, to me, Form 3 is classic Obi-Wan throughout most of the Clone Wars, most of the prequel. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
I mean, if you look at his fighting style, it really is this sort of. I mean, if you think about Obi-Wan, he rarely moves very much. Sure, there are some acrobatics, like when he does some high jumps, but usually that's really to get the high ground, and it's more of a positioning thing than it has to do with the acrobatic style. Would you agree?
Yes. This is what Luke ended up learning. This is the style Luke ended up learning in Empire and in Return of the Jedi. This is what he used to fight Vader.
Right. Let's go to here. Lightsaber form number 4.
Ataru. This is all Yoda. You want to know what makes Yoda a badass? This is it. Speed, acrobats, aggressive lightsaber combat. You use the Force to enhance your movements, to enhance your speed, to enhance your control, and you bounce off of shit incessantly, trying to completely confuse and overwhelm your opponent. It is physically and Force demanding, which means you have to be a master of the Force. You have to be in great physical condition to use this style, which makes you wonder why Yoda was hobbling around with a cane. That's all a front, ladies and
gentlemen. It was all a front. And here it says, fittingly, its kinetic moves require its practitioner to stay almost constantly on the offense. I discourage its study among Padawans whose youthful energy too often translate into sloppy executions of Form 4 cadences. And one of the things that it notes is that this is an effective style when you have multiple enemies. A true Ataru master is able to handle multiple enemies at the same time, right?
Yes, absolutely. And there is even a There is an offshoot form of Form 3 that Obi-Wan used that increases speed and flexibility, which is kind of like a mix between Form 3 and 4. Obi-Wan also used this in certain defensive situations where he was pressed into attacking multiple opponents at the same time.
Right. Okay, now we go into one of the more unique ones, which is Form 5.
Xian Zhou. Very physically demanding, extremely physically demanding. It is a fluid discipline of lightsaber combat. The requirements of quick transition from dedicated defensive stances to all-out attacks, meaning you don't do anything halvesies. No halvesies, ladies and gentlemen. It's either completely defense or complete attack.
And as I notice, it says Jedis without the natural ability to overpower their opponent should study another form. Conversely, Jedi of towering stature and imposing musculature may choose to focus on Form 5. So, in a lot of when we think of some of the larger, more linebacker-looking Jedis, this would be a style that they would use, right?
This is Luke. When you get Luke in The Mandalorian, the season 2 at the end of The Mandalorian.
Oh, where he's slicing and dicing the dark troopers?
This is all Luke right here. This is what Luke ends up embracing completely. So where he can switch from a completely defensive lightsaber style to a complete offensive lightsaber style. It is great. This is one of the best forms for saber to saber combat and blaster deflection. But you're not bouncing off the walls like a Taru. You are grounded. You are pulling your energy from the ground, from your feet up. This is a samurai style of fighting.
Right. So, and what do you know what the difference is between the Shin and the Jimzo?
It's just different names. It's just it's the same thing, different name. One is going to be a variant. So the Xian variant is your attack, and then you've got a reverse grip.
Right. And this is the style that when you say Luke, this is a style where when the blasters are shooting at him, he's able to not only deflect those blaster shots, but basically send them out in another direction in order to
send them back.
Right.
Send them back and hit his target. Like if anybody remembers what he did in Return of the Jedi when he's fighting the speeder bike. This is exactly what he did. He deflected the blaster bolts, and then as soon as that speeder got close, he made a large overhead sweeping strike to cut the navigation blade off, and you see the guy spin, boom, and that's it. Yes.
And then, wait, did I miss one? Where am I at? I'm at 5.
Niman is your next one.
Oh, Niman. Yeah, Niman.
Now, Niman is to me the weakest form of lightsaber combat because you're going to have a little bit of everything, but you're going to be a master of nothing.
Isn't this what the guards did at the Jedi Temple?
Yes.
In some of the books that I read from I think I remember, not from this book here that I'm reading now, this one here, but I thought in some of the books, the Star Wars books, like that's what like the Jedi Temple guards and. Right.
Yeah, it's a balance of the other forms. So when you get to Form 6, this is all you can learn. Okay, there are other forms, but as you're becoming a Jedi, this is all you can learn is Form 1 through 6. Form 7 is outlawed. You cannot learn Form 7.
Well, it's not even in the book. In fact, in the next page, it's all crossed out. What is Form 7?
Form 7 is Vapid, and that was created by Mace Windu. And basically, as you are fighting your opponent, you are absorbing their emotions, and it fuels you. And you're like, it's like a mirror. You're doubling it back on them tenfold.
That's dangerous, though, isn't it?
Yes. And then it explains, if you look into the Mace Windu fight in Revenge of the Sith, the reason why Mace was so angry and like he's too dangerous to be kept alive is because he had just absorbed all that hatred that Palpatine was throwing out, all that dark energy, he was absorbing it and it was fueling him in combat. That is why he was able to beat the Emperor in lightsaber combat. Because at the end of the day, the Emperor could not throw anything at him that would beat him in a one-on-one fight. Because Mace was absorbing all of that power and reflecting it back on the Emperor, along with his own light side power.
I'm going to read this for a second for everybody. Form 6 is the most balanced of all styles. It is not as precise as Form 2, not defensive like Form 3, or as kinetic as Form 4, nor as dominating as Form 5. Form 6 draws from all styles to create a hybrid. Many battle masters do not consider Niman sufficiently demanding. While it is true that it would be nearly impossible for a Form 6 adherent to defeat an expert in Makashi, for example, this doesn't mean that the style isn't useful for facing down criminals and thugs. So basically, the suggestion there is that it's good. It's like the mall security guy versus a SWAT team member, right?
Yes.
Like this is like your mall cop kind of like all around training but master of none. You're not like really a technical,
That's right.
special
If any
ops
of you out there have played D&D, you know that when you're like, okay, I want to be a warrior, thief, mage, you're never going to be a master at any of those skill sets. You're going to have a little bit of everything, but you'll never be a master at it. That's why the other forms, I would take any other form above 6, period. Doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it's Makashi, if it's Shicho. I don't care. I'm Shien Demzo all the way, and Ataru. I love Ataru and Suresu, but I would not pick Namana. That would be my very last choice.
The fiction notes that it is it anchors the user in the dark side, Form 7. That's what Darth Poppy should embrace due to my Mexichlorian count. No. I mean,
no.
You know how emotionally stable Mexican Ironman is. I'm sure I could control my emotions. Yes.
The Jedi Council forbid this from being taught.
Yeah, but here at the Sith taco stand, it's allowed, isn't it?
No.
Oh. Are you saying Mexican Iron Man wouldn't be able to control his emotions?
No, because you're absorbing all the anger and passion from your opponent, and you have to not give into it at the same time. That is why after that fight, Mace looked so crazy and wanted to kill the Emperor, because he was slowly being pulled over to the dark side.
To compensate for the relaxed focus on blade work, Form 6 encourages integrated force powers into combat. 2 notable moves include drawing closer, in which a Jedi telekinetically pulls an enemy within range of a saber sweep. Ooh, how could I use draw closer on purple? But and get it? Aha! Get it? Ba-boom, bang? No? Okay. And pushing slash, in which a Jedi force blasts an enemy away after inflicting a cut. Proper management of these tools allows a Form 6 master to take control of a group of enemies and eliminate them one by one. Well, that's what I should take with me when I go visit Kurtzman Studios later this year.
And Dave Bob, Dooku was a master of Makashi.
Yeah, that sounds about
elegant,
right.
graceful, balletic approach in wielding a lightsaber.
That sounds about right. Well, that's our insights into.
Well, there's more. There's more. There is another one. Jarkai.
Well, I don't know where the picture went.
Jarkai is using 2 lightsabers at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Single blades, double blades. Have you ever heard of something called a shoto? A shoto is the kind of lightsaber that Yoda had. It's small. It's about half size. So anything from using two full-size lightsabers to using a shoto and a fully sized lightsaber, or using a double blade lightsaber, is Jarkai.
Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's our featured book of the week. There's a lot more to it, and we'll have another one next week. Here, let me just pull this down now. And
Kai says he would totally dual wield, so that Kai guy sounds accurate.
Oh, give me a break, Kai. You'd have to get the only thing he'd have a lightsaber in one hand and a smoking pen, vape pen in the other. That would be his dual lightsabers.
And yes, Ghost Rider Vapid is an offshoot of Juyo. It's Mace's own version of it, basically. Um, Whereas Juyo can go back to the old Republic, which isn't, and none of this is actually canon anymore because, of course, they took out all of this. But Juyo was invented by the ancient Jedi and the ancient Sith. And basically, when Mace created Vapid, which is a multi-armed animal, that's what Vapid is a multi-armed animal. It's very similar, except that Mace is pulling anger and passion and hatred out of it to return it to his enemy. But you have to stay in control. You have to stay in control. So you can't lose control. And that's exactly what was happening to Mace at the end of Revenge of the Sith. He was losing control. He was slowly being pulled over to the dark side.
I probably shouldn't mess around with that style because I can get a bit emotional sometimes.
So that was a big, I remember explaining that to my dad and being like, no, look, it was the lightsaber form he was using. How he beat him was he was absorbing all the bad. And he was like, but that doesn't mean, why would a Jedi do that? And I said, well, the council said, no, you can't teach this to anybody because of that. You can't teach this to anybody. So what lightsaber? Yeah, Vapid is a bastardization of Form 7. Yes. What lightsaber do you have for us?
We'll read some comments real quick while I get this up.
Okay. All right. I will read some comments.
Let me get loaded up here.
And hello, Tim. How are you doing, brother? He says, Skull, Tim. Kai says, you underestimate my power, Mike. I built it into the saber so when it's off, I can use it as a pipe.
Ah!
Hanging out with them on Fremont Street, I can definitely see that. Shum, Vader got emotional sometimes. Darth Poopy takes it to a whole new level.
Shum, dang it. Shum, I see you in the chat stream. I see you. Hey, it's Darth Poppy, not Darth Poopy. Come on, don't buy into that stuff. All right. So let me walk you through this bad boy here. Let me get the camera turned on here.
Purple asks, which is the best form to learn? It's all about what you like. I like Form 3. I really love Form 3. Suresu. Tight controlled movements.
Well, let me help you with that. We don't want Purple Valkyrie to become an expert in the defensive style of lightsaber dueling. No, we don't want her to be, we don't want her to be able to thwart all of the advances of Darth Poppy. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if she becomes an expert in defense, then how's Darth Poppy gonna,
And bright as day, I do not have the Death Star skull loaded up yet, but I will very soon. But I can give you this one, brother, before we move on to the lightsaber. Skull! Oh! Little Emperor Palpatine there. All right, what do we got? That is a kick-ass looking lightsaber.
All right, so today's I have the actual physical one in my hand, but I'm going to walk you through this lightsaber first. And what I tend to do, my lightsaber collection has I buy lightsabers from different companies around the world. I don't buy the Disney ones, the Galaxy Edge ones, all that stuff, the replicas. I've been there, done that. Oh my God, it's starting to thunder and lightning here. Can you hear the thunder or not really?
Oh yeah, and so can Dave Bob. He says you can't get past her defenses, Mexican Iron Man. Purple is your kryptonite.
Yeah, no, purple is my kryptonite in the sense of like the credit cards will start to fly and she can go shopping. Yeah. All right, back to the lightsabers. Let's focus. All right, so here's what's interesting about this design is that this company has done, it's an interesting take. So when you order a lightsaber, and they have I'll show you some of the different ones they do, but what they do is the inside guts of it are consistent, and you can change the skin of it. So let's go take a look at some of the different ones. Now, this is the exact one that I'm going to show you on screen in a minute here. Let's see here. Let's go to products. Why is it not? What am I doing wrong? Okay.
There we go.
Here we go. All right, so here's what's called. Here's one called.
Forged obsidian.
Yeah, forged obsidian. It's kind of dark there, right there. See, what happens is, this is what I mean. So you see, this is the inside guts of it all. Okay, this is the inside guts. And what you do, and when you want a certain lightsaber from this company, you just decide what skin it is that you want over it.
Cool.
Okay, and I have 2 different ones. Get it? What skin you want over it? The boom bam? No? Okay. Okay. Let's see, that was
red Kevlar. Show me the red Kevlar.
Okay, let's go to this one here. This one's cool. Look at this.
That's cool. I like that.
Okay, see, and again, what happens is that you just undo there's a little screw right here. You unscrew it, and it comes off. Now, the reason why these prices are a little bit all over the map is because you have to decide what kind of lightsaber you want and how many different font styles. Now, I have the NeoPixel version, which is the one that sounds like and looks like most like a movie lightsaber type of thing. Okay. And so it has like 2 little buttons. So this button here is what turns it on and off. And then this one here gets you effects. So I'm going to bring up my actual one here. Here, let me get my camera turned on here. Camera turning on here. All right. So here we go. So here, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. So this is
hold
the
on,
one.
Hold on. Let me make you bigger. There we go.
So this is the one that I just brought up on screen a minute ago. You see that? And there's the buttons and all that. Okay. Now watch this. So watch this. Uh-oh, what happened? See that?
Yeah.
Let me do it again. Look at that. See that?
Oh, you see it. Yeah,
that's
you
the
see it.
NeoPixel effect. Watch. Cool, right?
Yeah.
And then you hit the button. And
flash on clash.
Yeah. And then you can't really see, I don't know if you can see it, but it changes from green to white.
Oh, yeah.
See, then you can hold the button when you're like, ah! Or like, let's say, for example, I'm hitting on purple and she's stopping me. Ah, no, Mexican Iron Man, leave me alone. Okay, and then you can do this kind of cool stuff. Watch. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on, watch. See, like you just hit it. Like you're like, it's loud as hell. Can you tell?
Oh, yeah, I can tell.
Can you tell it's loud as hell? And listen to it. And it's very sensitive too. Look, watch. Now, oops, I just took out my lamp. Now, the cool thing is that you can actually, the cool thing is that it comes in like about 18 different colors. Like right now it's in green. Right now it's in green.
Yep.
But, watch. Hold on. You can change it. Hold on. Why isn't it changing? Hold on. Oh, doggone it. It's a pain in the ass to do it. Hold on. Wait. Nah, I'm not doing it. I don't know why it's not doing it right now. But basically, the way it works is that when you get it in the setup mode, it operates like a clock, and you just turn it around, and it'll go red, green, yellow, purple, orange, yellow, you know, whatever. And you
so
can
don't
turn
gotta
it
plug it in. You don't got to plug it into a computer and change it.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it does speak to you. You just got to play with the buttons. I don't have it. So anyways, it's very light. It's a lot of fun. This one's a NeoPixel, so it can only do like play fighting. You can't actually really beat it up a little bit. But I have another version of a different saber that goes into this hilt, and that one's much more durable, and that one you can mess around with. This thing here, what's notable about these guys here with this lightsaber is that they have a very different style. What they've done, let's go back to the camera picture, if you don't mind, real quick. I'm going to blow it up and show you something. Here, let me make it big. How do I make it big? Oh, right here. Okay. So this is all carbon fiber. Okay. So a lot of the lightsabers that you typically buy will be made out of aluminum or steel.
Yeah, I got brushed nickel.
Brushed. Yeah, you have that beautiful one from Ultra Sabers, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to be showing in one of the upcoming weeks. I've already picked out the lightsabers for the next 5 weeks. One of them is going to be one of my. Well, we should show you yours. Yours is really beautiful and elegant. You have one of the best Ultra Sabers. But anyway, but yours, like Ultra Saber one, is incredibly probably thick, heavy, and solid, right?
Yes, yeah, it's very heavy.
This one here is incredibly light. So this is, if you're looking for a lightsaber, what's interesting about Bendu Armory is that you're going to have a lightsaber that's light, so it's good for cosplay. If you switch out the blade and you don't go NeoPixel, then you can have something that's very easy to spin with, and you can have a lot of fun with. And because this is carbon fiber, I've played around in the garage with this thing, and I've dropped it a ton of times. And you might get some little scratches here and there, but this thing is resilient. I mean, carbon fiber is what they make. I mean, it's what the Tour de France bikes are made out of. It's what airplanes are made out of. It's incredibly durable. I mean, it's just, this lightsaber is one of my favorites, not just because of the sound and the light action, but it's light and it's damn near indestructible. Like nothing breaks on this sucker. I mean, the whole thing's carbon fiber, and when you switch, and I have two of these. I have one that's brown, and then I have another one that's more Sithy looking here. The one that you saw on screen was the brown one, but I love it. I mean, it's one of my favorite lightsabers. I've had it now for about a year and a half. My experience with Bendu Armory was that if you order it from them, you're going to look at about 8 weeks. Customer service is okay. And one of the things that I've done is with 23 lightsabers in my collection, I will be telling people, the reality of who's good to deal with and who's bad to deal with in different ways. So with Bendu Armory, you're getting something that's fun, unique, light, durable, and probably pound for pound, it is probably my second favorite lightsaber in terms of cost, in terms of dollars spent. It's without a doubt my most durable lightsaber. And here's the other thing about this thing. One of the things that happens with a lot of lightsabers is that they uncharge themselves. Like there's a little bit of latency in the battery pack, whether it's a rechargeable battery or you have to replace the batteries and they have regular alkalines. This one here has a battery on the inside, which is rechargeable. You pop it out, you stick it into the wall with a little USB thingy. And but what's interesting about this one is this is one of the few lightsabers that if you leave it in the corner, it doesn't like run out of gas if you don't turn it on. And about half the lightsabers that I have, and definitely the Disney ones. The Disney ones are sensitive. I'm going to show a Disney one in the future. I do have a couple of them. But the Disney ones tend to decharge themselves when you leave them sitting. And worse, they're susceptible to remote control. So if you have remote control lights, LED lights and stuff, for some reason, the soundboard and the lighting board picks those up and they burn themselves out. And this battery on this one here lasts a long time, whereas some of the other ones don't last that long. So I recommend Bendu Armory highly. We are not sponsored. This is an endorsement. This is not an endorsement. I'm just showing one of the lightsabers. This is my lightsaber of the week. And I own one of these, but I have two hilts. So in reality, I have two lightsabers and they look totally different because I just changed the skin on them and you can't even tell. So, all right, that's my lightsaber of the week. Any questions, Loki?
There are special batteries.
Yes, I'll show them to you.
You can get. I know because I got the.
I'll show them to you.
God, what were they?
This is it right here.
Lithium-ion cell. It's a lithium-ion cell. Yeah, I got that same lithium-ion cell from Ultra Sabers, and this is completely different from. In fact, sometimes it won't even turn on if you try and put like a regular battery setup in it. The lithium-ion cell batteries are different and they last a lot longer. They even come with a special charger just for those batteries. You don't charge those batteries on a regular charger.
Right. So this battery here pops out. So when this thing dies down, you got to pull you unscrew it in the back here by the little, what do you call this? I can't remember the name of it. This is the thing that you hook on your belt. But you unscrew it, the sleeve pops off. You pop this battery out and you stick it like in a little mini USB charger, and you charge it, and then it goes like that. There's other lightsabers that I have that have alkaline batteries, and then I do have a couple that are like yours, and those and like your battery probably lasts a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is here like kind of a medium length in terms of all the lightsabers, but I would say about 68% of all of them on the market have an inferior power setup, and like especially the ones that use alkaline batteries, like all the Disneyland ones, all the Disney ones all have AAA batteries that you got to reload, and those suckers drain out fast.
Yes, they do.
Total ripoff. I've easily spent $200 in batteries on my $200 Disney lightsaber, and I swear to God, I've hardly ever used it and turned the damn thing on. But that's
Looky who we got here, Coach. Good evening, Coach. Yeah,
Hail, Coach.
the AAAs that you have to put in the Disney lightsabers, they suck.
Yep.
They drain them quick. It's you blink and you miss it, and you're out of juice. That's why I like the lithium-ion cell batteries. They last forever.
Yeah, and we'll be covering the Disney one in the future as well. Well, Coach is sitting there; he's not doing anything. Send him a link.
We have a super big announcement. Let me send you a link, brother.
Coach, get in here real quick.
I'm going to send you a link on Twitter.
Just for 10, 15 minutes. Come in here, Coach, real quick. Freaking love
send
Coach.
It to the Echo Base.
Hi, Steph.
Hey, Steph. Steph was on Women of the Fandom.
I know. I love that show. She did so good. Here, send Coach a link. Anyways, hey, Leia.
I sent it to the Echo Base Network Twitter, Coach. So if you want to pop in here and tell us what's going on, by all means, we would love to have. We had Nick on last week. We'd love to have you on here.
Yep.
Missed you in Vegas, brother. And I know Coach is probably like, I ain't going out to none of that and doing none of that, but still, we missed you.
So this is pretty accurate. It says, what are your lead times? Because lead times in lightsabers can vary tremendously. So this is 2 to 4 weeks for pixel blades, 4 to 8 weeks on sabers. And then, of course, you can get different blade lengths, but that's about right. That was my experience. I think I ordered mine and I got mine about 3 weeks later. And their communication is pretty good. They use, I recall that they use Ship. So I got text notifications. I got email notifications. And I was actually able to talk. Here's the thing about Bendu. Check this out. So when I wanted, the one I actually wanted wasn't available. And this was my first pick. And then my second one wasn't available. So the guy called me, the actual owner of the business called me, and we talked on the phone for about 20 minutes, and he helped me design a custom saber. Hey, Coach.
How's it going, brother?
Hey, everybody. Loki, Poopy, good to see y'all.
No, it's Darth Poppy. Coach.
Hello, chat. Nice to see everybody. Stephanie, Dave Bob, Purple.
You know, it's funny. It's funny, Coach. I've been using this avatar. Obviously, this is the avatar for Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Sure.
But someone in chat today, it was Brian, speaking for the dead, Brian said Loki has reverted to his Jotunheim form. I'm like, oh my God, someone finally figured it out. Blue skin, red eyes. It's the Jotunheim Loki. It's the ice Loki, the ice giant Loki. We finally figured it out. How are you doing, brother? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I am good. You glad to be back home? And
I am glad.
Back to normal?
I'm glad to be back. I wouldn't say everything's back to normal, but I'm glad to be back. And man, I saw some Star Wars toys while we were in Vegas, and I don't know if Nick told you some of that stuff. Man, they wanted like $700 for a Lando.
Will you make me larger, please, so I can show you?
Yes, I would love to.
Right.
What you got? Oh, it's back.
Oh, snap.
It's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Snap.
He's back.
Snap.
What did you get yourself into? You had to get a haul.
Somebody's ringing my door. Hang on a second.
Okay. All right. Coach will be back in just a minute. Guys,
well, why didn't he move the chair before he left? Doggone it. We could have made it larger. What did he move the chair for?
Oh man, Coach has got his collection back, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought he sold it or something. What happened?
He did. I thought he did. He did. He sold a lot of it. He must have got another haul. So every once in a while, ladies and gentlemen, Coach will throw his hands up and be like, "I'm done, and slowly sell off his entire collection, and then he will get the opportunity to get a haul of Star Wars stuff. And obviously we get what we have here in the background. And he's back.
Sorry about that.
So when you become big and famous like Coach, you can just like be on a live stream with just your chair. Wow, that's like even above drunk. That's like above Jeremy and Gary and drunk 3PO level VIP there.
I didn't know my daughter was leaving, so somebody came to go get her. But so I saw a post on the Facebook Marketplace, and a guy just Wasn't the best picture. It was a tote, and it had a bunch of old Star Wars stuff in it, but nothing was like, oh my gosh, it's a huge haul. I had no clue. So I reached out to the guy and asked for some more pictures. And he said, yeah. And he had just posted it. So he sent me some pictures. And then when I saw the new pictures, I was like, oh, I need to go get this like ASAP before it's too late. And so I went over to the guy's house that night. I got there about 9:30 at night. Kind of a rough part of Florence, Alabama. I was a little nervous.
Florence,
Actually,
where's that?
it's in the Shoals area.
Oh,
So,
Coach,
anyways,
you should have taken security with you.
I did. I took backup.
Okay.
We both had our pistols with us, and but the guy turned out to be super nice. Now he had been in prison. You could tell he was, a little rough. Had a history, but he was friendly, and he was just a good old country guy. And we sat there and chit chatted, and I ended up paying. I don't want to say how much I paid, but
You paid a ton for that. I can tell you that. I mean, I could probably start doing the math.
I got it at a really good deal, but I paid him more than I could have. I mean, I could have got it at a better deal, but I paid him because he was like, I got more totes to go through, and I know there's more Star Wars. So I cranked it up a couple $100, and I said, I'm gonna make you this offer, but tied with this offer is you got to give me first crack at the new Star Wars toys that you find. And he said, you got it. So he calls me a couple days later. I go back over there again at 9:30 at night, and it was multiple huge totes full of like the Millennium Falcon, the Imperial Shuttle. It goes on and on and on. I already sold all those. It was too much for my office. Like, I'm not going through all that again. So I came home, laid them all out, snap pictures, basically all the vehicles. And I sold them locally for exactly what I paid for them. Don't do that. I'll be there in a second. I'm going to have to be right back, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. I thought he was yelling at me. I thought because he looked to the left, and that's what I was. And I was like, uh-oh, what Darth Poppy do now?
He didn't look up and left.
Oh.
He didn't look up and left.
I don't have my glasses on. Sometimes when I do this stream. I mean, I don't know how you can be a Sith Lord and then like have to wear glasses underneath this dang ass freaking cowl thingy. I don't know how am I supposed to find the lightsaber? You know what I need? I need to be like a Sith Darth warrior, except I need like a sleeveless like hood or something like that. Like I can't fight with these sleeves. I gotta fight Jedi Paul next year.
You gotta fight Jedi Paul. We need to get you a gi. We need to get you a gi that you can completely move in. It's very comfortable. And yeah.
And then I can make Japanese noises. Go 13 can help me make Japanese noises because he like watches lots of anime. Poppy use the lightsaber.
Oh, sumatai.
Yeah. Das Poppy, use lightsaber now. No?
Try spinning.
No, I tried spinning in the stupid little freaking thing and I tripped on myself. I was practicing. I was gonna like show the camera. This was 2 weeks ago when we did the show a couple weeks ago. I was actually gonna stand up with the camera and I was gonna like move and spin around. And I tripped over my stupid freaking cape thingy. I mean, would I look weird if I go to the dry cleaner and the seamstress and I get my like Darth outfit, like, like hemmed and shit? Or, I mean, they'll probably think I'm a weirdo, right?
No. Just do it.
Just do it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. Maybe I should wait till Halloween and then they'll think it's part of a Halloween thing. Because if I go now in the middle of August, they'll think I'm some kind of weirdo. And Lord knows, and you know me, Grand Admiral Loki, I'm no weirdo, right?
Right.
No. Wait, hello?
Yeah.
That wasn't said with conviction, Grand Admiral. I'm not feeling the conviction that we say no Mexican Iron Man. No? Uh-oh, here comes Coach. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, no more no words.
Yeah.
Okay, no more no words. No more no words. Okay, Coach is back. Okay, no more no words.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I got Nick with that too while we were in Vegas. He said something. I was like, N-O,
Oh, I bet he didn't
N-O.
like
He's
that.
I've never used that damn thing.
Yeah, he don't like it.
I love it.
Everybody else likes it.
Everybody else likes it.
Hey, I use it on myself occasionally. Sorry about that. My little girl decided she wanted to beat on my desk to get my attention. And I'm like, that's a no-no.
So you sold all this stuff that fast?
Yeah, I sold it the next day.
Holy crap.
I priced it to sell.
Well, you got connections too. You got to have connections. Obviously, you're constantly buying, selling at least once a year, right?
Oh yeah, probably more than that. But
yeah,
it was. I priced it to sell, and the guy came in. It was probably out there 30 minutes, and the guy came and picked it up, and it was like, "Yeah, I'll take that for sure." I was like, "All right," and so yeah, it was. It's an incredible haul. I've got 90 original figures. They're not all complete. They're not all mint condition, but you know, last week I had just the ones on my little black shelves, which I had like what 15. So now I've got a pretty good collection. Some of them are very valuable. The guys over here, those are all Power of the Force figures. Those are probably about $200 a piece or more.
That's what I thought.
So it was a no-brainer.
So I've got something I've got to ask you. Two things I've got to ask you, Coach, because I know you'll know.
Okay.
Jabba Palace Lando Calrissian, $700 in the box.
Mm-mm. It had to have been. Was it graded?
Yes.
That's why.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it was graded like an 80 or an 85.
It was slabbed.
Was it an AFA 80 or an 85?
I don't know. I just know it was slabbed. It was in the plastic protective. Yeah.
Yeah. So it probably had a high grade. Like that piece is probably today ungraded in good condition, $150 piece. Nothing outrageous. But you take those old toys, man, and you get a high grade on them, you just multiplied your money. And it's archived. It's in that acrylic case. It's not ever going to get dust on it. It's not ever going to receive any more damage. It's safe and secure. And people pay for those grading stickers, man. You get a good grade on something. You know,
wait a minute. You're saying I can have something that's packaged brand new, looks mint, but because it's not graded, it's not as valuable as one that's just like it that is graded?
Every single day.
Really?
Yeah.
On
Especially
anything
in the toy world, especially. So if I were to take those figures right there,
right,
that are all ungraded and loose,
right,
if I were to send them to a grading company and have them all graded, and they come back with a good grade, they have now doubled or tripled in value.
And how much does it cost to get something graded?
For a loose Star Wars figure, about $35 a piece.
Wow.
For one that's in the package, probably about the same, honestly.
They had an open Han Solo. It was just like sitting up on a shelf like those are, with a blaster rifle over his shoulder. It wasn't even like his thing. It was like a stormtrooper, but a rebel soldier blaster rifle. $200, and it was the Hoth Han. So it was like the blue coat with the hood over his head. $200 is what they wanted, and I was just like, wow, that's just nuts. I don't know if I'd do that. It's not even his gun.
I don't even know what that is. Like that's, yeah, I don't. That's weird.
Maybe he just made it on his 3D printer.
It's possible. It was the Pawn Star guys.
Is there a lot of that? Is there a lot of like fake stuff like that?
Yeah.
In the toy world, and how do you tell the difference? Is it the grading guys, or how do you tell the difference?
There are many differences. So this is the fake right here that I spotted. This fake. This is the only fake that came in the collection that I bought, but it is a fake.
How the hell do you know the difference?
Well, I know that this is a fake based on two things. This is a fake because the color is different. It's supposed to be light blue and not navy. And also I could tell by the way the plastic feels. It's not 1980 Kenner plastic. It's stiffer. It has a different texture to it. And Like you can drop it on a table and listen to it, and it has a totally different sound than all the others.
So
So-
Snowdub gave me a Klaatu that he had for like he just $2 super chat from Snowdub, a little Klaatu that I have downstairs, like it's on my little ledge. How much
Mhm.
would that be? Do you have any idea?
Is it loose or complete? Or
It's loose.
It's
in a
loose.
little plastic
Does he
thing.
have a weapon?
Yep. Shit, I want to run downstairs and get it now.
So he has this weapon right here.
Yep. That's exactly what he has.
It's probably worth $25, maybe.
Okay.
Because
All right,
it's
well,
complete.
You know what? It's worth 25 million in my heart though, because no, it is, bro. So I met
hear
up with
you.
Snowdub
That's awesome.
and Vayner, and he
Snowdub.
gave it to me, and then he gave me also. I have this huge Snowdub poster that's in my workout area now. That it's this big canvas thing that hangs from my wall. And then I got to meet his kid. It was really great. You know what? I can't. Speaking of that, so that meetup, that was my first meetup of someone that I met online. And I'm really excited for the meetup that you're going to have for all of us in the Echo Base community next April. I mean, have you heard any rumors? Because the people I talk to are we're losing our minds. We wish it was next month. There's so many of us are talking about it behind the scenes. What have you heard?
I haven't heard anything about the con. There's been no news out in the past week, but it's definitely happening. We are definitely going to be there. Nick and I will be going down on Friday, April the 28th, and we'll be coming back home. We're staying through Sunday, May the 1st. I believe it's May the 1st. And so it's going to be awesome. It's in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a toy Star Wars convention. There's going to be celebrities there. Ian McDermott, who played the Emperor, will be there. He has not released the celebrity list yet. It's very short, but he releases pieces of it from time to time, and he works really hard on getting his celebrities, and he really takes care of them. And the way that he promotes this thing, it's unlike any convention most people have ever been to. The tagline for the con is really great. He says the Imperial Commissary Collectors Convention, a convention for the fans by the fans. And that's exactly what it is. There's going to be toys everywhere. You are definitely going to want to save your money because you're going to walk around and see some old G.I. Joes, some old Transformers. They will be everywhere, guys. If you literally every toy you can think of that you grew up with will be there.
Wow.
Everything.
All right, what about the G.I. Joe? You think I can get an old G.I. Joe with a spaceship, where he's in a spacesuit?
100%. So I
Canadian Spider-Man's turning 50 next year. He looks like he's freaking 14 on the
he
video.
He does.
What the hell?
I went to this convention a couple years ago, and one of the first booths I saw had a massive G.I. Joe toy collection, all the action figures, and they were priced so well. And I was like, I looked at the guy and I said, "How much do you want for the whole collection?" And he said, "Sir, I just sold them all 30 minutes ago." He said the guy's coming right back to pick them up. And I was like, and sure enough, the guy did. I mean, I just missed out on it. Like a lot of those. Now, a lot of the stuff's jacked up really high, and you're just going to walk right by it. Move along. But a lot of guys, man, they're pricing stuff, and you're like, "Oh, that's a bargain. I'm taking it. I'm getting it."
Well, there's some stuff that'll pull you. If I saw like the F-14 Tomcat and it was in a box and it was in good condition,
it's there,
and they wanted a hype, I might very well pay it anyway because it's my childhood.
I saw Cat Slayer from Thundercats complete.
Oh God,
that was calling me, but the $700 price sticker on the box was not calling me.
Oh,
a sealed LJN Gizmo, the one that's like this big.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been as close to buying a toy and not buy it as I was that. That was hard.
Was that the mechanical talking one?
No. It didn't talk. It was just like a rubber, kind of big, the size of both of my hands. Great looking figure, but it was in the sealed box, like never opened, from the original movie. So
there's a lot of stuff you're saying that's out on the market that if you can find someone in person, you get it, and then because you do it not, and then you're selling it online at a huge margin because you got your hands on something no one else can get. Is that what it is?
I mean, I guess, but a lot of these toy collectors, a lot of these guys that will be setting up, that's what they do for a living, man. They got toys everywhere, storage buildings full. Like these are the real deal.
Holy shit.
And if you work, if you move around in the toy circles, there's going to be some legendary people there. Like, and it was so funny, man, because like before me and Nick started Echo Base Network, everybody knew Coach as the toy guy.
Right.
So I'm walking around and I saw people that I had done deals with and all this stuff. And I walk up and I introduce myself and they were like, holy crap, Coach. You know, they don't even watch Echo Base Network. That they don't even know about me doing this because it's like the toy coach and
Right.
the EBN coach are like two different people to them. Like
Huh.
it's, but anyways, because I kind of got out of all that, guys. Like I don't have time. But man, when
But Coach, you love it though, don't you?
I
mean,
do.
how do you walk away from something you've done for so long and I know you love it and you know everything about it.
I didn't walk away from it. I just spend far less time doing it. If there was 48 hours in a day, I'd be all over it. But there's not.
Oh yeah. That's that. Believe it or not, I was just telling someone that exact same thing earlier. If I had 10 extra hours in the day, I'd do this and this and this and this and this. But I don't, and I can't. I love listening to my records. The only time I get to listen to my records is when I'm working. So if I'm working on something, I got a record going in the background.
There's never enough time, man.
No, there's never enough time.
It's funny. It's funny because I find myself managing my work schedule so I can do things like say check out the Saturday night Echo Base Network show and and all different stuff. I mean, because this is where happiness resides. I mean, I know there's sometimes a lot of drama on YouTube, but my God, what you're doing with Tonight Show is. Can we talk about Tonight Show? Because I know you got to sign off in a few minutes because you got to start the pre-show, right?
What you want to know?
Well, who's going to be our special guest tonight on Echo Base Network? I already know the answers to everything, but I wanted to have you say it.
Ken Flint from The Heart of the Jedi, the great author who was wronged by his publicist, and his book hit the shelves over 20 years later, and it quickly went up the chart to one of the best on the bestseller list over at Amazon, and the book was pulled off the shelves. You can't buy it today for less than $100. They've sold up to $500 on eBay. He has done a couple of public interviews. We were one of the first people, not the first people, but we were one of the first people to have him. And he enjoyed his time so much. He is coming back tonight. He has autographed copies of his book. And we are going, and there's not a lot of Star Wars news. So it's really going to be an evening with Ken Flint. We're going to have some trivia. We're going to do the giveaways for the books, and we're going to have a massive pop-in session for our members where they can come in and speak with Ken.
I'm excited about a special surprise.
I am too.
Okay, but I can't say nothing.
I tried to call Loki earlier to tell him about it, but his phone went straight to voicemail.
That's okay. That's okay. I didn't tell nobody nothing, but I gotta wait. Everybody, if you're in this chat stream and you don't watch Echo Base Network show tonight, you're crazy because it's going to be great. It's going to be a great show, and there's going to be great surprise news.
We have something cooking, and it's going to be good.
Nice. Coach, do you think that Tennessee can handle Valhalla and Echo Base there at the same time?
It's you and your crew that I'm worried about.
What?
I'm kidding. Yeah,
Darth Poppy will keep the peace.
I am excited about it, and we are taking over the con 100%. We're taking over it.
Snowdub with a $5 super chat asked, so is my Boba Fett slave fire spray worth more or less than it was before the stupid name change?
Since every day it gets older, it's worth more.
Yeah, he has original in a box, like the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you, brother. I've never seen a slave one. I had an X-Wing, I had a TIE fighter, I had a TIE X1.
That was part of the collection I just sold the other day. But it was, it's okay. Guys, I got to run. I got to go get this pre-show started.
All right,
I will
brother.
see y'all tonight. Thank you for
Thank
getting me
you.
up.
See you in
Hell
a little, see you in a
yeah.
little bit.
Hell
We'll be
yeah,
right
brother.
over.
See y'all.
I'm just gonna
All right.
see you in
Take
a
it
minute.
easy, coach.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks.
You are Echo Base. Yes.
That was so cool.
Getting coach in here. Yes.
That was so cool.
Oh God. Oh man, you know he's having a fun time when he's doing all that stuff.
Oh, he is. He is. He is. I'm so proud of. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of all of us, and I'm so proud of this great community and Valhalla and Echo Base Network. What a great group of people. I mean, great group of people. And we're like, I mean, I know the word family is overused, but son of a gun, we truly are. We got each other's backs. We take care of each other. We check on each other. We support one another. And there's only one member of this family, though, that's missing, that is lost, and I've got to go find him and retrieve him in the next week or two. I'm going to lose my mind, and that's Jolly. Jolly is lost.
Jolly, yes, I heard about that. Where the hell's Jolly at? What the hell happened to Jolly?
I don't
Last
know.
seen at the Bunny Ranch, really?
Well, yeah. Supposedly, the last photos were taken of Jolly at the Bunny Ranch in Nevada, where, as we know, a certain profession of ladies of the evening is legal. But don't worry, Grand Admiral Stone Loki. Mexican Ironman is committed to go to the Bunny Ranch and spend as much time, as many nights as I need to, and interview everyone there to see what's going on and to get to the bottom of things, if you know what I mean.
Okay, well, before you go there, I need you to do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Hand over all your Valhalla credit cards.
What? No,
yeah, no, you can't. No, you can't use the Valhalla credit line if you're going there.
Hashtag save Jolly.
No, you got maybe Echo.
Can you imagine my expense reports? Hold on. Evening with Lolita, investigating and searching for Jolly. $473. Next line. No. Evening with Lady Mustang. And champagne. $422. No.
Dude, I spent like $5 on a drink at the airport and I felt bad. No.
Yeah, I don't really drink anyways. But Mexican Ironman does other things.
I wasn't talking about a drink like that. I was talking about like a soda. Yeah, I paid $5 for a soda at the airport.
Oh.
I don't like to wait to get a drink while I'm on the plane. I want something right.
Gosh, I haven't been drinking liquor or anything like that in a while. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what I'd be. I might. Oh no! What if I run into Purple and pick her up at the airport and we have a drink at the bar and I get a little tipsy? Oh no! Maybe I might. My defenses might be down and maybe someone will have their way with me. I don't know. It could happen. Okay, you know what? Yeah, a little encouragement as the show ends would be great, Admiral Loki.
You are Valhalla.
Woohoo!
Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us. Get your butts over to Echo Base Network right now and throw out in chat hashtag burn it down. Let them know you came from Valhalla. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you let them know Mexican Ironman and Loki sent you.
Oh, we got a new member.
Burn it down. Macklin made it. Became a YouTube member. You are now a warrior of Midgard. Thank you so very much. Macklin made it. I don't usually play these, but I'm going to since you became a member. Skol! Oh! Macklin Made It has joined the Warriors of Midgard. Thank you so very much, Macklin Made It. You guys are great. Go and burn it down over at Echo Base. Tell them Mexican Ironman and Stone Loki sent you. And we will be back next week for another pre-Echo Base Network show. Thank you all so very much. Have a great one. Go and burn it down in Echo Base, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
If I can find the damn exit button.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.